OK, we can speak to David Dunn. He's Professor of International Politics at Birmingham University. He joins me from Birmingham. Good to see you, David. So, no surprise, the highlight of day two of the convention was the Obamas. Barack Obama's own career was launched by a convention speech. Michelle Obama, a black woman, perhaps to hear from her was even more important. How do you think their speeches went down, and what do the Obama support bring to the Kamala Harris campaign?
Well, I think what we saw last night was two absolute blockbusters of a performance. And indeed, they were in marked contrast to the rather boilerplate speech that Joe Biden gave that was too late in the evening, too long, and too much focused on his own career. What we had here was two really powerful, fiery speeches focused on the issues that really matter, how close this election was going to be, how it will come down to a number of votes in each individual district, how actually the numbers that people get out and vote in will be important because of efforts to suppress the vote by the Republican Party. So this was really a call to arms, and a one that was fiery, as I say. It was funny, it was mocking of Donald Trump rather than actually necessarily focusing on the fear factor. It was fun, it was amusing, but also it was hopeful and an attempt to inspire people to actually support the vote rather than focus, as Biden had done, on the fear of American democracy being under threat.
I think it's worth saying it's not just about inspiring people at the convention. It's those people who are sitting on sofas, those marginal voters, getting them off the couch to vote. Do you think that happened?
Yeah, I think what we saw is a whole series of lines, sound bites that will be replayed across social media. And that's, of course, what these things are done for. It's, as you say, the audience in Chicago, the wider TV audience that we've been watching, but not the whole country will be watching the whole thing. So it's a series of lines that will be repackaged and used across social media, in adverts, in the news headlines across America, and that's what will be remembered from there. Those lines that are well crafted to catch the attention of the nation, to inspire the nation, and to deliver that message of hope and support for Harris.
We also heard from the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, who would, of course, be the nation's first gentleman if his wife does win the presidency. He talked a lot about his relationship with the vice president, their cooking habits, their first date, her laugh, which has often been mocked by Republican critics. What did you make of his speech?
It was very warm, it was very personal, and what we're showing here is an attempt to actually educate the American public about who Kamala Harris is. Because although she's been vice president for 3.5 years, she hasn't had a huge amount of publicity, and there hasn't had that familiarity with her personality, her backstory. So what we had here is an attempt to actually humanize her, to show her wit, to show her warmth, and to actually make people aware of that backstory, because it's a very unusual situation to have a point where we're at the convention whereby the candidate isn't really known to the wider public. The unusual situation this year is that rather than being the crowning glory, this is also actually the introduction to the American people of who their candidate is. And of course, that's part of the excitement of it. The novelty of the new candidate is what they're playing on, and it's that novelty, the newness, the fact that actually it's not the same old two candidates who fought the election 4 years ago that they're making the issue of, and the first gentleman, future first gentleman, they hope, was used as part of that to show that the inside look at Kamala Harris.
OK, good to talk to you. David Dunn, Professor of International Politics at Birmingham University.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.